Station to Station with Dustin and Rob. Boys, how are we doing tonight?
Doing great, Al. How are you?
Doing good.
I'm good. We have our recording date is August 24th. The Jays are currently in the bottom of the fifth inning and tied 2-2 with the Baltimore Orioles. This series has been a pretty good tangle, and we're going to talk about some Jays issues, but I guess we'll talk about this game as it goes along as well. So I want to jump right in and talk about Alek Manoah. I don't know how you feel about this one, but this whole situation seemed to be quite strange. But we did get some answers today, or I don't know if answers, but we were given some information. Who knows if it's just being fed to us or if it's there's something else going on.
Sorry, another two-run home run was just given up
Fuck, man.
by Cedric Mullins,
Yeah.
4-2.
Just a background. So Alek Manoah last pitched on August 10th. Didn't have a great outing. The following day, he was optioned to AAA Buffalo. But 2 weeks have since passed, and in that time, Alek Manoah actually was still in Toronto the whole time. Nobody seemed to know why. There's a lot of very vague answers given by John Schneider as well as management. But we finally did get some answers today. Uh, he was undergoing a wide range of medical tests due to quad and back soreness. So there's no issues, I guess, or no potential risk of injury. And he will be reporting, or he actually reported to AAA Buffalo this morning, and he'll be, after probably a couple weeks of getting back up to speed, he'll be pitching and ready to step in should, I guess, the Jays have an issue in their rotation. They didn't really need Alek Manoah as Hyunjin Ryu is back, has been pitching great, and the six-man rotation was not needed due to days off. Dustin, any insights on this whole situation or any thoughts?
Well, I still think it's kind of weird. I mean, I know you're saying that we kind of got some insight, but um, I don't know if it's enough to satisfy my curiosity. That's for sure. It is kind of a weird situation to get quote unquote sent down to AAA, but you stay in Toronto for 2 weeks. Now, yeah, they're saying that it's an injury, sort of. Um, I guess what's it called? They're
It was a
trying to,
it was a
yeah.
medical thing.
Well, they were
This is what they're claiming.
evaluating it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want a tinfoil hat here, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like that. You think if it was that, then they would say that to begin with. They would have said that 2 weeks ago. He's gonna undergo some testing for this. I don't know. I don't want to speculate necessarily, but it's something is weird, and we might find out in the off season that there was more to it than meets the eye.
What do you think it could be? I mean, I agree. I didn't pay that much attention to it. I thought it was weird. I mean, I get that he was sent down, Hyunjin Ryu coming up. They don't need a six-man rotation given days off. All that that makes sense. When I hear now that okay, maybe he was some sort of an injury, that kind of makes sense, and he's making his way back. Whether it's the truth or not, we'll never know. But what do you think it would be if it wasn't an injury? Do you think they're preparing him to maybe keep him healthy so they could trade him?
No,
Uh,
no. I think my thought was, well, everything up to like the sending him down seems to make sense, right? The Ryu coming back, not needing six man. He wasn't pitching very well. Maybe he was rushed back a little bit from, the original down and up situation. But it's what's weird to me is that he didn't go directly to, Buffalo 2 weeks ago. So the only thing I can think of that's obviously complete speculation, conspiracy, whatever, is that he wasn't happy about it. and he like didn't go. Like he was like, I'm not going down there or something like that, and he stayed in Toronto, against the the Blue Jays' wishes or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like he almost was, you know, upset about the demotion. But I don't know. I'm sure they wouldn't tell us if that was the case, but that's that's kind of what it feels
Yeah,
like.
that could be it. Yeah.
I don't know what you think, Al.
Well, I don't know. That seems to be the one kind of item that all right. So the Jays. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
watching the
Yeah,
game here. It was now
I was gonna comment on that.
uh, now five to
He's getting
two.
he's
There was
getting
a
lit up. Yeah,
since
it's yeah. It
since we
totally
last
fall
talked, there
apart.
was a
Yeah.
two-run home run as well as a single.
Yeah.
Barrios, who was pitching quite strong through 3 innings,
Yeah.
seems to have kind of fallen apart here.
Yeah.
Um, Jays had a 2-0 lead and is now 5-2.
I hate the Orioles. Oh my god, they're like
So,
the new, they're the new
They're just so
Rays.
good.
Man.
well, they got bats, and I guess they're flexing a bit tonight. And here's another single.
Hmm.
Um, all right,
Santander's up
let's.
again. His home run was a friggin' monster when I
Yeah, it was.
saw
It
it.
was over. It was like
I
400
would, and
plus
there he is
feet.
with another hit. I wasn't even really paying attention. I heard it, and I was like, ugh. And then as soon as I saw it was him, and he just got another RBI single. Yeah, Rios will get time to pull him.
Well, in terms of Alek Manoah, I don't know. It's such a strange situation. Like I don't even know what to think. I think it's possible that he was upset about going down again. I don't particularly know why. Like he hasn't been like that last outing was not very good. He'd been better since he got back up, but he's still not what the pitcher that he was last year. So are we being fed a line where they like smooth them over? Uh, I heard some thoughts maybe that, you know what, let's just shut this guy down for the year kind of thing, right? And maybe that's it. It's,
Which I think they still might, which still think they're going to do, because
mhm.
there's really no need to have him up again. I mean, you're not going to put him
Well,
in a bullpen. You're not going to have him start. So
assuming
there's really
assuming
no.
there's assuming there's no injuries, right? Assuming there's no injuries. Oh, thank God for Dalton Varsho in center field.
Yeah.
What?
Well, they
What?
well,
What? Well, hold on. What would we do without Dalton Varsho on the defensive side of things? I feel like he just like mops up everything in the outfield.
yeah,
Mhm.
Anyway, any more thoughts on Alek Manoah before we move on?
yeah. Just one last thing. I think that you know, I I think that they do. I mean, at least they're saying that he's going to pitch in Buffalo, and if we need him up here, given injury or some other emergency start, he's available, and we're gonna build him up. So it'd be weird to say that and then completely shut him down, but who knows? Maybe he has a blow up start in Buffalo, and just like they're like, okay, you're done. Just like shut it down. Do whatever you need to do to
Yeah,
fix yourself. I don't know
I
what
don't,
the problem is, but
I maybe he'll do a start just to tune up, but I don't think he's coming back this season, even if it's a playoff. And the only thing I can think of is somebody really goes down,
yeah.
Hmm.
hard, and they really need somebody. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think it's coming back.
Well, when he was originally sent down, I didn't think we would see him again, and I think part of the reason we only part of the reason we saw him again kind of come back up reasonably quickly, I think, was the whole four-man rotation and basically bridging to when Ryu got back, and then I think probably evaluating what happened. But yeah, I don't know. I'd kind of written him off for the year anyway. Like I think he just needed to be rebuilt, maybe out of pitch, bunch of the just improve his mental game as well. Like I think there's just a lot of things that seem to really be in need of improvement. And who was the player that got hit in the face by Manoa and is like out for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, I forgot, but
Like
Yeah,
to add
that
insult
was.
to injury, right? Like,
Yeah.
his control was, that bad. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, and I don't think that Rob. I think you're right. I don't think we'll see him in a Blue Jays uniform this year. But maybe there's a bigger plan at play.
Mhm.
All right, so Vladimir Guerrero has been a topic all season. I think his performance has probably been a talking point, almost as popular as the runners in scoring position issue. And I sent you guys an article last week about kind of breaking down kind of the thoughts of what the issues were, and I wanted some thoughts on kind of what you think is going on here, and maybe what the Jays should do. Dustin, you want to start?
Um, man, what's funny is that article lists was it 11 things or something.
11, yes, yeah, it was
You know,
11.
I think that's kind of exactly, you know, encapsulates what I'm feeling about him is like there's a lot of little things that could be wrong. Maybe two or three out of the 11 are the actual things. I don't know. Who knows? They don't know, it seems. He doesn't know. And maybe it's a bunch of little things. My short read on it is like he's just not squaring up. Well, he's squaring up the ball and he's hitting it hard. Like he has an incredible uh, what's it called, exit velocity or whatever. So
Yep.
but when he hits it, it's at a 10-degree angle, and he's a singles merchant. He's an above average hitter right now. Like, it's hard to believe, but he's an above average hitter. It's just he's not the generational, you know you know MVP caliber hitter that we saw 2 years ago. He's not that right now, and it's in him to get it back. But you know, oh, I don't know if
Brandon Belt. Brandon Belt with a response. All right. 5-3. Let's
I
go.
think you're.
Over.
I
Rob,
I think I'm
Rob,
on a
over to
delay.
you.
I'm on a time delay. I think because I'm just watching the home run now. So
okay, I'm
Oh,
watching it
I
well,
don't
on
know.
the
this
MLB
is,
game day, and I saw it way before you. You said
yeah,
that.
yeah. So,
Jeez, I'm just
this is,
watching it now.
well, are we all streaming? Are we all streaming?
No, I'm watching it live on on TV, but I don't know
Oh,
what.
really? Because
But
usually streams, I find watching other
they're the
sports
ones that are
are
delayed. Yeah.
they're
Well,
all
I
well,
mean,
not only
see,
delayed, they're like all over the place. Like I've watched games with,
It
like soccer
depends.
games with friends, and they're
Yeah.
all like everybody's like at a different point. It's crazy. And there
well, I
is
mean,
the singles
and now you
merchant
got
Vladimir
Vladdy
Guerrero
up
Yeah,
just
that's
there.
what
triple
I'm
play.
talking about. Singles
Yeah,
merchant.
a
Like, it's
nice a
great.
nice single.
He's a great singles hitter. Like, I mean, I'd love to have a Vladimir Guerrero on the team. I'd love to have a team full of Vladimir Guerreros the way he hits, but holy, like, he's supposed to be a MVP caliber home run hitter.
I think it's also a lot of like it's a lot of mental games. So he's coming off like 2 years ago when he had that MVP season. Like that's a lot to live up to. And last year he made those comments of, oh, this is the trailer, now it's the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then look how that turned out. So I, to me, I think he's kind of very cocky and arrogant, and now it's just kind of getting, he's coming a little bit, he's coming down to earth now. Um, with that being said, it's a mental game. There's probably still some mechanics he's got to work on. I've said it before with that batting coach, that hitting coach.
Mm.
Maybe it's time to bring in Jose as the new Blue Jays hitting coach.
Sorry,
Um,
Rob, you just broke up for a moment. Did you just suggest Jose Bautista as the
Bautista.
next
that is
next
exactly
hitting
what I
coach?
suggested. That is
Yeah.
exactly what I
Can you
suggested.
can you expand on that idea?
That's the idea. I think they should bring him in. I mean, when you talked to when they did that level of excellence for him, people were saying the way he was like a leader and he was showing them how to hit. And I'm like, well, why don't you bring some of that knowledge to the Jays now? I mean, Edwin's there as some sort of special counsel, but I don't know what he's doing. But Uh, yeah, something's going on with Vladdy, or physical, or both. Uh, maybe next year because George is going through the same thing. Great.
Fucking
Maybe it's time
hell.
to maybe it's time to drop him.
Fucking hell. Come on. How many double plays this goddamn team hit into? Sorry. All right. So Vladimir Guerrero, I think it's something mechanical. All right. Actually, I agree with Dustin. It's a lot of things. And talking about what you said, Rob, in terms of, he's been a bit cocky and he's making all these statements. And George Springer is safe. That was not a double play. But Vladimir Guerrero, I just think he doesn't like he is a very confident guy, but I think he doesn't have any answers, right? And he's making contact and he's getting hits. His at the uh maybe before the
But he's
game,
also he's also getting he's like there's the lack of consistency. So I mean, Vladimir getting a hit, Vladdy getting a hit, a single now. Okay, but you're doing it after a home run. Like where are these singles when somebody is on base? And
Mhm. Well,
was again
Rob,
he
just
did it.
That's been
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
issue for this team.
Right,
yeah,
the
that's
runners in
the
scoring
whole
position.
team.
Yeah, and I don't know, like if that's anything you can like work on. Like, is that something you can
Maybe,
still fix? I
but
don't know.
maybe if he's a singles hitter, then I don't know. Maybe you bump him up in the lineup as.
Hmm.
And look, I'm not saying I'm an expert. I know you need some sort of speed because then you run into double plays, right? But I mean, I don't think him as the number 3 or number 4 spot is doing any good for him. And either he, in my opinion, should have to be bumped up to maybe the number 1, probably not the number 2 because that's Bo, but maybe in the or drop him down. Maybe that's crazy. I don't know, but I don't think he's doing much good where he is now.
Well, Rob, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. You suggested earlier today, in person, that George Springer and Vladimir Guerrero should swap spots. So Springer hitting fourth, and
Mm-hmm. Vladdy hitting.
Vladdy fifth.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, listen, again, I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just saying something has to tweak a little bit. The thing is, yeah, who do you put in the 3 spot? Do you put Varsho in there now? Like, do you put Chapman? Do you bump everybody up? Do you kind of slot them in between somewhere else? I just think they've been, I don't want to use the
I don't.
word, like they've been a little bit too sensitive with it. Like if I hope they're not just trying to spare his feelings and saying, well, he's our franchise player. If we drop him, we're
no,
sending him
I
a
No,
don't.
message.
I
Like,
don't think. I don't
they've
think that's
played
it.
with the
look, I
lineup a
hope they're
lot.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're not really moving him though. Like you can move everybody around, but how come you're not moving him?
Well,
I don't
Rob,
know
can
You
if
I?
that.
moved you moved
Can
Bo
I?
last year. Last year you dropped Bo down to what, 6 or 7
Well,
when he wasn't doing
Vladimir
well.
Guerrero has good numbers. He's
Yeah, yeah. Hold on,
not
Rob.
like he's
Rob,
a good
one sec.
hitter,
So
right?
at before the game, so his OPS is 777, not great.
Not great.
Average 267, like
That's
that
the
seems
slugging.
pretty. That's like average, but he had 18 home runs. Obviously, in terms of what he is, we're used to with him, that's low, but that's tied for the team lead, and he leads the team in RBIs, right? So he's hitting fourth, which is traditionally your run producing position, and he has the most RBIs on the team. So I don't know. Like I see what you're saying that we
Yeah.
should be open to moving him around. Like I don't know. I heard some chatter early in the year that like, oh, Bo, 3 or 4 spot. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think whatever we have with Guerrero is, it's cast at this point for the season, and we just kind of have to try to put him in a position to best succeed. I had been reading up on Aaron Judge, and I had heard he has his own private hitting instructor. And I originally thought that this was like something that came from the Yankees, and it is not.
No.
This person is not a Yankees employee. It's this guy. in
The
St. Louis,
hitting
and he had
teacher guy, yeah.
yeah, the Teacherman is his name, and he has about 20 clients on his I guess on his list that he helps out, and he'll get calls and he'll come out, and he actually like he can't actually go to any Yankees or major league facilities. So like if Aaron Judge is in Phoenix and he needs like a little I guess brush up, they have to find like I guess cages or something that they can go to, which is pretty funny. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I think they really need to break Vladimir Guerrero down. Like there's a lot of movement before the pitch. Um, he's his exit velocity is probably one of the best in the league. And that's not really, I guess it's not really a surprise, but it's that I guess whatever quote unquote launch angle is just not there, and
Yeah.
that to me is something that is mechanical.
Mechanical.
Whether
That's
it's the way your hands are or how you bring the bat through the zone, it has to be something along those lines.
it's funny that you mentioned that teacher man guy because I saw him. I don't know, it was on TikTok or you know YouTube Shorts or something like that. Just came across my scrolling feed one day, and yeah, he teaches some kind of I don't know unique mechanics that if you look at what he teaches and what Aaron Judge does, you can tell that's what Aaron Judge
So
has been
he so
using.
he focuses on it's kind of
It's
a
like a
little bit of the
wrist.
Joey
It's like a
Bats.
wrist snap and then a twist or something, and rotating on his. Yeah, I watched some of the videos and it's interesting
Mhm.
and it looks. I know we're not professional players, but we have you and I, Alex. We have played a little bit of beer league baseball, and it just makes me want to like
Not
go.
softball for the record.
Yeah, go to a hitting cage and try it out and just see like what is this guy teaching because I mean Aaron Judge is not is no slouch, like he's not some kind of journeyman baseball player that he's hitting home runs and hitting records home
That's
runs.
because he
So
knows what
Well,
pitches that he knows what pitches coming
yeah.
because he's cheating.
well, this guy's method apparently well maybe this guy's method apparently just like really um, it focuses on like the trigger and the bat speed to the ball and
Hmm.
basically that kind of thing and launch angle and all that. So I don't know if that it's funny what I was watching that I'm like damn Vladimir Guerrero needs to go to this guy, get somebody to show him Guerrero, and
Or maybe he should stop pouring ice on people and
wow,
focus on his hitting then, soaking people.
yeah.
Well, like, hold on. We took away the jacket. You want to take away the ice bucket now?
How did the
Yeah,
jacket work
like,
out? Not great. How's the ice
How's
working out? Not
Well,
great.
how is not having fun working out for this team?
yeah, well,
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Not
I
true.
that great.
But maybe it's
not
still having
How do
fun.
you know
Yeah.
if they didn't have the jacket, they wouldn't be doing better and having more fun and being
I
more
didn't
I
hate
can
the
I
I didn't
can
hate the jacket. I think Al
I
was the one
can
who hates the jacket.
I can confidently say that the jacket has nothing to do with this team's issues. Like with 100% certainty, I can say that. I can
it's
make
not
that
the
statement.
jacket, it's the idea of the jacket. It's what the jacket represents.
Listen, the jacket got traded to Seattle, all right, along with his sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, so we are playing the first place Baltimore Orioles, who had an incredible July, overtaking the Tampa Bay Rays. The first game I wanted to touch on a little bit, which I thought was probably one of the best games. Just like maybe not the best played by the Jays. There was moments at the end, but it obviously went to extra innings. But I think overall, as a baseball game, was probably one of the best I've seen this
Hmm.
year.
Yeah, like it had like a playoff feel to it. It was a good game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredibly frustrating to watch this team, but sometimes it is fun. That's why we keep doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, following the game number two, which ended up being a 7-0 loss, our I guess our probably one of our favorite pitchers, Kevin Gosman, was being interviewed by the media, and he had some comments, which I thought, I think fans will definitely resonate with this. but I'm just going to read them off. Uh, we're just waiting for that big stretch. We've kind of been waiting for that all year. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I hope it does. I hope it starts tomorrow, but we can't keep sitting back and waiting on that. We've got to go now, and we need a little bit more sense of urgency. I think this is 100% exactly what this team needs. And I think this probably even plays into the hitting where, you know, I don't know, they don't really seem to be like in terms of an approach. And really, I think Gosman's really essentially calling out the hitting
Yeah.
half the side, and I don't blame him. Kevin Gosman has the most strikeouts in the American League, with the least run support of any pitcher, any starting pitcher in baseball. So his average runs support is 3.23 per start, and the Jays have been shut out 8 times in the 2023 season, 3 of which have come with Kevin Gosman on the mound.
God.
Yeah,
No,
poor guy.
he said what we're all thinking, and that's exactly, right. And I think you're exactly right too, Al, that, you know, that was, especially those comments coming after that game, that's definitely like as as strong as you probably want to say, call out your teammates in the media. That's probably is, a pretty tactful way to do it. The way you said
Hmm.
it, what he's saying, he knows.
Definitely.
Everyone knows on that team what he meant by that, and he's not wrong. And
You're right.
there's no way
Yeah,
they can be mad
he's
about it.
absolutely right. Yeah. Now, what are they going to do about it? I don't know, but he was
Rob,
totally right. I
they're
mean,
gonna they're gonna bring in Jose Bautista for the rest of the year. That's what they should do about it. I actually, so on the last episode, if you want to do one thing, like I don't know if I would bring in Jose Bautista as like a long-term sort, but if you want to bring him in for like the next month plus playoffs, like I don't think it's going to be a really negative thing. Like what can be, it can't be any worse, can it? Like the players don't seem to have
but
any
isn't
sort
that
of
what they're doing? Isn't that what they're doing with Edwin? Isn't he like a special counsel or something? Because he
I think that
is.
was with spring training. But like
No,
No,
no, he was
where
still
where is
he was still
Edwin?
doing some. I don't know where he doesn't. He's not there all the time, but they were referring to him, and then there were a couple of games that he was in the
Fucking
dugout.
Matt Chapman, another strikeout. Oh,
Yeah,
this guy strikes out so much. He's
yeah,
he's top 10 in the league in
not gonna,
strikeouts.
and he doesn't
April
swing.
Matt Chapman's
Oh.
dead.
Yeah, but his on base percentage is like pretty good because
He's not gonna.
but he walks a lot too. It's
I don't
I
Matt
know.
don't know.
Chapman.
Everybody,
They're
He
not
won't
they're
this
not
guy
start.
resigning
better.
him, and
I
I
don't know
don't
if
want
we're
to
gonna
resign him.
re-sign him or not,
No.
We're
but
not. No.
I don't. Whatever his payday is, it's not gonna
It's
happen.
going down, man. He's losing
I
money with
mean,
every strikeout.
they should have that. Maybe they should have traded him at the trade deadline and kept Espy on number on third. That's what I thought instead of that. Who the De Jong, who's now what is he killing it in San Francisco or something? But um, they
Yeah, he
bring
had
him
a good
in.
game. I don't know. That
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It was just I had no emotional attachment to him, but I mean, why go out and get him when you could have just put,
because
Espinal on there? I know he wasn't great,
nah,
but I know, but when they actually get playing time like Biggio, hey, he actually can do something. I mean, he was an all-star last year.
yeah, he was.
Like, I
Well,
know. Hey, listen, I get it, but I'm just saying, right? Like Chapman's not
Jeez.
doing anything now.
Um,
I'm not saying take him out and put Espinal in there, but
no, yeah,
oh,
no,
oh,
no,
no,
no.
oh no. There we go. That's a double? Oh no, he's going for third. Danny Jansen. Oh fuck it! Of course he gets thrown out at third. Oh,
why is Dan
Trying to
Jansen
do too
trying to make it
much.
go for a
Why?
triple?
what
He
what
can't
what is going
run.
on here?
Oh my
Well,
God.
well, even if he
Okay.
could run, he's still a catcher. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
and by the way, just to clarify, I think what happened with Edwin is he's the special consultant to the
Yeah,
hitting,
something like that.
special
Yeah.
hitting consultant, and he got, I think, recently, and he got some special permission to be in the dugout with
Right.
like a uniform on or something like that.
Oh,
Those
because I haven't seen him. Like, I
I don't
haven't
think he's
seen
traveling with
or
the
heard
team,
from
but
him.
See,
he
like,
was there
sorry,
during Bautista's
yeah,
inauguration thing.
I'm just watching this thing. Like, shouldn't the third base coach
Yes,
not tell him to
Rob.
run?
Yeah, well,
This is in our rec league. I can tell you the third base coach is telling that runner what to do. So just another example. Circling
It's
back
like,
to Matt Chapman for a moment, I feel like the problem with this team, and I'm not like, I don't want to say it like the problem with this team is Matt Chapman. The problem with this team is like this duplication of, we have good players who play good defense who can't hit, right? And like Matt Chapman can hit, but like, I don't know, like he just seems to like, as I said, I looked it up today. He was earlier today, he was not tied for 7th in all of the Major League Baseball in strikeouts. And he struck out looking again today on looked
yeah,
like an off speed pitch, but like the off speed pitch wasn't on the corner, and it just seems like these guys go to the plate with like no strategy at all,
yeah,
or
and I think
maybe they're
yeah.
being overwhelmed, right? Like,
No, I think that I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. Like they talked about Bo, and Bo goes up there with a plan, and yeah, I don't think these guys are going up there with a plan. I think you're absolutely right. They're just like, maybe I'm just gonna wait for a good hit to pitch, or it's like, yeah, but have an idea what you're gonna do, what you're looking for.
well, I think the issue, like Vladimir Guerrero, like the guy used to tag four seam fastballs, like you couldn't sneak one by him,
I know.
and he just seems to struggle with them now. And I can't. The only thing that I can think is that he's not going up there and attacking that pitch. None of
None
them
of
are
them are.
really.
I mean, Matt Chapman's first at bat in this game, he stares at a ball like a meatball
Yeah,
down the middle.
I saw that
and
too.
then strikes
I
out
was
on
gonna say that.
a
Yeah,
curveball.
I saw that.
What
I
are
think
you
he got.
looking
I think
at?
he had two fastballs right down the middle, and he just looked at them. I was like, what?
Yeah,
He didn't even make a move on them.
no, and now I'm not a big swing at the first pitch kind of guy. I think maybe on certain pitchers like
But if
Felix
it's in the
Bautista,
middle,
their closer. Well, but Felix Bautista, their closer, like he's not going to give you a lot. So if you get a good pitch, swing at it. But like earlier in the game, take a pitch, whatever. But like,
But these were right down the
if
middle.
we're
These were
talking
like,
exactly, we're talking center cut fastballs, and you're just watching them go by. Like those are hittable. That's what that's what you gotta hit, right? That's what you gotta destroy. And it seems like this team just doesn't, like, I don't know. They just don't seem to be very aggressive. Anyway,
well, that's for the next conversation, I guess.
yeah. Another conversation in a week about us pulling the little hair we have left out, right? So about their hitting.
this team's gonna be closer.
Yeah. Well, take your heart pills, everyone, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you on the next episode.